Hi everyone and welcome back to the Focal Plane podcast. Now today I'm joined by two very esteemed members of Sussex LGBT and stars of the Authentically LGBT Podcast. Vince and Skye, hello.
Nice.
Hello.
I like that intro.
There we are. Good to have you back. Good to have you back.
Good to be back.
So look, let's talk about that, So Authentically LGBT.
Yeah.
That's a podcast series. You finished season 1.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about it.
What do you want to know? So Authentically LGBT is what it is. It's what is on the tin.
Yeah.
So it was an exploration basically of inviting everyday LGBT people to get to the nitty gritty, maybe the light and shade of their stories, to explore how they live authentically now and the journey to that point.
Okay, so what was the purpose behind it? So I get the premise, but why did you guys want to do that?
I mean, I think the premise behind it was just to build that community and to showcase what it's like to live as an LGBT person nowadays, and with some of the stories even like in the past and how they grew up and what they had to go through.
Yeah, awesome. Because I know you had some various themes on there, right? And you talked about like lived experiences. You had some pretty epic guests on, some who were very fierce, some who were very fierce, inverted commas.
Yeah.
But so tell us a bit about that. Like who were your standout moments or guests or things that really stuck with you guys?
For me, my guest that I was most looking forward to, I think, was Betty. And actually that lived true as well on the podcast. When I was interviewing Betty and then once the podcast came out, I think Betty's was... I don't know. I think for me, it was just a very important moment. Obviously, very sadly, Betty's not with us anymore, so it makes that whole experience even more valuable. But she is what I had dreamed for that podcast. So what I really wanted to do was make sure that people were able to tell their story, document their story, shine light on maybe others that had a similar story or a similar experience, and let them know that it's going to be okay to the end of that story, to whatever that result may be. And I think for Betty, she was so authentic.
Yes.
I think we're sat here now, we're our normal people, but there is an element of, I am switched on. Whereas with Betty, she just couldn't care. And I love that.
Completely unfiltered.
Yeah.
I think to say, exactly like you say, Skye. And I think the unapologetic nature of just like, hey man, I've been there, I've done it, bought the t-shirt and then some. Because I mean, she's had an absolutely incredible life. Absolutely incredible. And just I don't think we're going to see, maybe we will, I don't know, but I don't think so. I don't think we're going to see someone who's like that fierce all of the time. So with that dogged determination to actually change the whole landscape of what it's like to live in the LGBT community. I mean, that's what she did, right? She pioneered prides. She pioneered so many different things that, that maybe the community takes for granted now. I don't know. I'm not in your community, but the struggle that she faced at the beginning to then create all of that, that's insane.
She's epic. And I think for me personally, I'm always drawn to history and culture. And I think she has that in bucket loads. So I think she was always going to be kind of my favourite.
Your favourite,
Not that you should have favourites, but
I know, and maybe Chris Morden is listening to this podcast, and we're all going to get in trouble.
They were all really good in their own way. But Betty, for me, she was my standout.
Excellent. How about yourself, Skye?
I think, I agree with Vince. Betty was truly inspirational. I left feeling very different from that podcast. And maybe I wasn't quite expecting that. I didn't know a huge amount about Betty's story, so that was really good. But I think my standout was always going to be Ophelia Payne. I mean, I can just relate to her story a lot more, being a trans woman. And I was just very interested in how she was, differentiating between her identity in and out of drag. I think that was probably my standout.
That's awesome. And I think the standout thing for that episode for me was like I think the three of you had this really nice, just relaxed vibe. Like you all felt like three mates.
It was a great episode, actually.
Just constantly, just like it was almost like if you could bounce harder, you would have. It's only just as the camera is in front of you.
I think
she was super relaxed, wasn't she? She was super chill. So
no, her great vibe. Anything else that kind of sticks out to you in terms of the result of it, or any other reflections?
Well, I think from the data that you get back from it, obviously you get all the stats from the social media from each platform. I think obviously the way of the world currently, I think the shorter reels that go out and shorts, they had a better interaction than the actual podcast itself. But it's really important to have the podcast, obviously. But I think from all of that interaction, two things stood out for me. One, there was a lot of trolls, there was a lot of hate, and we was expecting that. We'd get that every day on our profiles anyway. But what I was maybe surprisingly shocked about was the positive reinforcement that was going to come from that. So there were all of the trolls, but there were a lot of people biting back. And we're not here to, cause an argument or create conflicts in any way, shape or form, but there was a lot of people standing up for LGBT rights, basically. The other thing that stood out, obviously, was the fact that we had Boy George follow, share. Like it was, what's going on? So it was safe to say we went viral.
Oh, I expect to see him at Crawley Pride then.
I will try.
Oh, that's incredible. And I think one of the things that, I certainly followed a lot of the traction and the comments behind some of the reels and things that were put out. And I look at that and think, do you know what? Everyone on those podcasts was there in good faith. And then it's very difficult for then people to start hating on it without people looking at that and going, what are you doing? These are people having like a legitimate conversation about their lived experiences. Like, what are you talking about?
If you read the comments, you'll see some of the kind of not so nice comments. And actually, we decide to leave, unless they're really harmful for the reader or for the guest or for us, we decide to leave them on because they're the ones that look silly. As you just said. Like everyone is there to have a good time. Everyone is there to share a story that's really personal. Just don't be an idiot and comment. Just move on. If you're not liking what you see, just move on. Totally. Just don't be an idiot.
but hey, man, at the same time, it drives a little bit of traffic your way.
Sure.
Okay, all right. Let's have at it.
And I think when we hide the comments as well, it sort of makes people think that everything's okay when they can see the comments. Then the wider world can still see that the hate is out there. So I think it's important to leave that out.
Absolutely, because otherwise, you're right, it dilutes the picture of what's going on really, and then makes things like the legitimacy of various other things that you're doing maybe diluted a bit as well. So no, that's good. That's good. And anything like any reflections on that? You think, do you know what? When it comes to season 2, season 3, season 20, that you might want to shift around, or are you looking forward to changing? Maybe.
Reflections for season 2, possibly 3. I mean, it's definitely in the pipeline. So we're just waiting for confirmation on that, which is very exciting.
Excellent.
And it will be matched hopefully with a couple of other projects as well. I can't really go into detail because it's all a bit secret hush at the minute.
Plus this part of the podcast will look really dumb if it doesn't actually get approved. Like
it would. Silly, wouldn't it?
You guys.
But what would I don't know what I would. I don't know what I would change. I don't know what I would change. No. I liked season 1 a lot. There's definitely something to be said, and I don't want this to be the main focus of the podcast, but there's definitely something to be said about the conversation that you have. So what we found was the ones that did go viral were the controversial subjects. So not that I want our podcast to be just a controversial, a hit conversation. That's not what I want. I want it to still be about people's stories, whatever those stories might be. But I want to find more light and I want to find more shade and be able to contrast that, I think.
Well, you have to still be able to call it authentically LGBT. Like if you're kind of content farming, that's not going to work.
No, that's not. So, I definitely don't want that.
So, but you in your community are enough people with lived experiences of things that they face day in, day out, that, lots of people around, be they in your community, outside of the community, allies or otherwise, won't really have much of a perception of.
Yeah, absolutely.
And and some of those things will be controversial just by very nature of the fact that we live and breathe and die eventually, right?
Yeah.
So I suspect you will have very little trouble in finding that.
Yeah, I'm excited. Can't wait.
Yeah. Anything you might be looking forward to as well, Skye? Or
no, I think just in the reflections part of it, though, was more of a case of I was surprised what episodes did better than others.
Yeah.
So I think the ones that were more authentic and everyday were the ones that did much better than the ones. So like obviously Betty's a bit of a bigger name, Ophelia's a bit of a bigger name, and their podcast didn't do quite as good as like John's did. And it's like, but John's John's just an everyday person.
And
he's
like nobody.
He's who he is. Like his did so much better than everybody else's. But yeah, I suppose that was just a bit of a surprise for me.
But it was that episode was quite when I saw that, I thought it is quite niche. Like it's quite a niche topic in terms of parenthood for men, couples who are trying to make that journey. In my mind, it's like of course people experience that, but not a huge amount. Maybe I don't know. But,
you're right.
But actually, the conversation around that was quite powerful.
It was powerful, but it was different, I think, to the rest of the podcast. I think because it involved myself and John and Chris also, it was very much more conversational than it was interview podcast vibe.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that had an impact. Maybe, I don't know. But it definitely had a different vibe to it, to the rest of them. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that was great. For what it was,
but I think you're right, and I think that because of the stories that you each had, John talking about the fact that he's been on this 6-year journey, pushing through, moving through on something that he's so desperate to achieve, and then you've got yourself at a different stage, and Chris is your co-host at a different stage as well, and that it was really interesting to see just those 3 parts of the journeys. That again, I think most people, even it's not something that I'm going to gravitate towards in terms of like content that I would watch, but it was still a bit like, wow, that's a hell of a lot you guys have to do for what to others might sound trivial, dare I say?
Yeah.
So,
that's fair. What I liked about that one though, it was this was not planned and it was very organic, and I think at some point I even put my notes down because I thought, oh well, here we are having a conversation. It was very organic, and Chris said that it was a start, middle, and an end. So you had the start of the journey with Chris, you had the middle of the journey, which is John, and then you had the end of the journey, which is me. And it kind of took that format really easily. So maybe that is a bit of a takeaway. Maybe we can use that for season 2 and 3.
Yeah, awesome. I think
fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed, exactly. The other thing, I guess it'd be interesting as well, like if because I reckon with the season 1 episodes, you could probably put together a few like little games, or like a few drinking games to go with it. So
okay.
I think having seen all of them, I think if you played like a game of bingo of whenever Vince says, speaking as a parent, I think he would just be bladdered by like 15 minutes into every episode. And then I was like, what's this got to do with this? Why are we speaking as a parent, Vince? Why?
Why not?
But there's some great kind of themes that came from it. And so much that I learned, like just watching those back, going, oh, okay, that's a whole element of life that I'm just not aware of.
That was the point.
Yeah,
that was the point.
Yeah.
So if you learn, hopefully the viewers.
If Nicky like me learn, right? Yeah. If a pleb like you, Sam, can take this in. Good. No, that's cool, man. And whoever filmed that deserves an award as well.
100%.
Whoever that was, just give him all the money in the world.
He just flew in, flew out, no trouble. Great.
Excellent. Yeah. So, cool, guys. So we are in Pride season,
aren't we? Just
yes. And of course, as we know, Sussex LGBT, Crawley Pride. Hit us up. What's going on this year?
Wow. Do you want to take it?
This year. So, as always, we've got the parade which is the 5th year that we've done it now. So we'll be forming in the Memorial Gardens, like always. We're going to walk from there. Slightly different route to this year because they've got all the roadworks going on down.
Extremely helpful.
Yeah. So rather than going out and down, is it the Martlets?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
We're going to go out the back and round the whole of the Memorial Gardens and then down to Queensway that way.
Fair.
So yeah, but I think, is this the biggest parade we've had?
We'll have to wait and see because we're obviously the applications are still open, but so far it's definitely up in the top, possibly 2, 3 maybe.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, now that Boy George is coming as well, that's going to be...
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's going to change everything.
Yeah. Maybe this is what we should do. Maybe we should just plant a viral video and then he'll have to get in contact with us.
It'll just look silly if he doesn't, right?
Yeah.
It's like, well, mate, like everyone said you're going.
This is what we should do. Come on.
Bit of peer pressure.
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. So, okay, so got the parade.
Yeah.
So then ending up at Goffs Park, of course.
Mm-hmm.
What can people look forward to?
So, I mean, a little bit more about the parade because there's some stuff in there that's exciting to look forward to. Okay. So, we're joined by Bolly Queer this year, which is going to be really cool. Yeah. They're a Bollywood style queer dance group.
They dance the whole parade all the way up.
They're definitely dancing parts of the parade, but I don't think they could dance the whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I can take that much Punjabi MC either. Like, my ears would just start to bleed by the end. Okay. Yeah.
They're going to be doing, so they'll obviously move through the parade, but they're going to, when we get to Goffs Park, there's going to be a temporary performance area outside, and they're going to do a little show, because for anyone that's watching that's been there, there's quite a period of time when people get to Goffs Park in the parade where they have to kind of go through the security. So there's a little bit of time of a wait. So this year what we want to do is give them a bit of a performance. So they're going to do this performance and also do a bit of a workshop for everyone waiting, which is going to be epic, I think.
Cool.
As long as everyone gets involved, it'll be really cool.
Oh yeah, people that kind of stuff is like infectious and addictive.
Yeah,
so brilliant.
Yeah, and then my highlight for the parade is who's leading it this year.
Okay.
So, I mean, I don't know how many of the viewers of this podcast will know who this is, but it's going to be led by an influencer called Alexis Blake and her lovely husband, Liam. And they are, well, she is a trans woman. Liam and Alexis have been together since before Alexis started transitioning.
Oh wow. Okay.
So yeah, I followed her for a very long time, so I'm extremely excited to have her lead in the parade.
Amazing. Yeah. So and what's their platform about, like in terms of their influencing?
I mean, they just do sort of the whole normalizing it sort of thing. I mean, she does do a really cool little set called Trolling the Trolls, where she finds horrible comments and sort of like does an outfit check for them, which is quite funny. But I
might go on there and troll. Excellent.
Yeah. See if you get picked up.
Well, I heard of that. Yes.
But yeah, she's just a very positive influence for the community, I think. And she just normalizes.
She seems to be doing loads actually this year, doesn't she?
Yeah, she's gone to so many prides this year. So yeah.
I wonder if she'll be at Brighton.
Maybe. I don't know. I can't remember.
What a sellout.
Sellout?
Yeah. What a sellout if you go to Brighton.
Oh, really? Why? What do you mean?
As in, like, what a sellout you are if you go to Brighton.
Oh, I'm going to Brighton.
Oh, God.
Well, we've been invited. Not quite the same. We are on the Metro bus.
Ah, there we go.
In the parade.
Yes, yeah.
I'm not actually going after. Don't come for me.
Excellent. So then, okay, so you've got Alexis Blake, her husband. Anyone else in the parade to look out for?
I think actually what might be slightly different this year to previous is before each section. So it's obviously logistically separated out. So there's either a dance group, a music group, a twirling back on Irish, whatever, they've got music at each section now. Whereas before there was music at the front.
Yes.
There was generally music with DMT school.
Yes.
And then nothing in between. It was all a bit flat. So actually this year I've made sure that we've placed each group that have music, and I think that will bring a different vibe.
That's cool, actually. Yeah. Because I remember last year during the parade, I'd be sort of running up and down the line. Yeah. And yes, I know what you mean. Like there are sections of it where you're just like, oh, this is cool, but like I'm just going to run as fast as I can to the other end.
Yeah. We expect people to, the passers-by to join the end of the parade. I don't think they know that they can do that because it kind of fizzles out.
Yeah.
So if we bring out that music and hopefully bring the atmosphere all the way to the end, they'll vibe with them.
That's a good idea.
That's the plan anyway. We'll see if it works.
Fine. Excellent. Good. So then you get to Scots Park. You've got a Bollywood workshop going on, and then what?
Then they go through the tunnel.
Yeah. Oh, we're going to talk about the tunnel. So this year we're trying to do something a little bit different. We want to make sort of like an interactive start to the festival site.
Okay.
So we're doing, a bit of a tunnel where it's just going to be sort of themed. I don't want to give too much away. Yeah, it's meant to be a bit of an experience.
A pride experience.
So that people have a chance to, look at something whilst they're waiting in the queue, but also to like take some pictures.
I suspect this is the part of the podcast that's going to get the most hate. Okay. A tunnle to experience pride.
Yeah, I think I'm just deliberately being vague because I don't want to like
give it away.
Ruin the hopeful.
But once you've got your ticket, you'll have the experience, and then you'll see the security, and then that's it. You're in.
Nice, excellent. And we've got some big names this year, right?
Yeah.
So who's there? Who can we look forward to?
We've got also our headliner. Right at the end of the evening, actually, this time. So normally our headliner goes on later in the night, but there's still some time after for a DJ. But this time, our headliner, who is Le Voir, is going right to the end of the night, which is going to be really cool. Le Voir seems to be doing everything at the minute. So Le Voir has done RuPaul, has done Strictly, has been on all sorts of chat shows on TV this morning, for example. She's been in Annie. She's done a lot of theatre. Really, really cool. Yeah,
that's
so we're excited.
Big list.
Yes. Yeah, it's a big name. Who else have we got?
We've also got Gareth Gates from Pop Idol. So if anyone can remember that far back, I just about remember that far back. So we've got Gareth Gates, which is really exciting, and Veronica Green from RuPaul's Drag Race as well. So some big names this year. And Vince is particularly excited about Essentially Cher.
Oh, come on. Talk to me about Essentially Cher. I can't wait.
No, you're meant to talk to us. That's the point of the podcast.
That's the point of the podcast. Essentially Cher, that's a bit rude, isn't it? But she is a Cher tribute.
Okay.
She sounds like Cher. I know that's the point of a tribute, but if you close your eyes, it could be Cher.
Damn.
And I do love a bit of Cher. That is, the queer part of me, I guess, living my best life. But I love a bit of Cher. Yeah, I do. I'm excited for that.
Excellent. Anything else? Anything else to stand out in terms of either acts or other things going on the day?
Other acts we've got a couple of more community acts this year. We've got CCYS coming back with their band, which is cool. DMT Score performing, but we've got also AD Dance performing, so another troupe performing. Anyone that knows me will obviously probably know Bella. She's coming back as well with her adult crew. She's performing with that. What else have we got this year?
Bollyqueer will be on the stage as well, won't they?
I don't know.
No?
I don't think so. No.
Oh.
Well, someone better tell them that.
No.
I was going to say. I'm sure I saw them on the lineup. maybe not. My bad.
Oh, TBC.
Awkward. But we do have.
They're going to boycott your parade now.
We do have Pearl Does Country.
Yeah, Pearl Does Country.
So
cool.
that seems to be a reoccurring theme for us now, to have a little country section. So yeah, I'm sure he will be doing some.
We are actually going to this year a bit of a, I don't know what you would want to call it, commemorate Betty.
Sure.
In a really beautiful way. So I'm not sure what part of the day that's going to be. We always have an opening speech to the event just to, formalise it. Yeah. So whether it takes part there or later on in the day, I don't know. But that's going to be really nice.
Excellent. Yeah. Excellent. So what, from last year's, what highlights stood out to you?
Oh God, you're asking me to remember a year ago.
I know, like what?
So much has happened in between.
What did we even have last year?
Danny Beard was last year.
Sorry?
Danny Beard was last year.
Oh, Danny Beard though. So
incredible.
I love Danny Beard, but I'm not going to lie to you, and he was a really cool dude, but before it, and I obviously booked Danny Beard, I was a bit like, oh, I don't know, like, is it really going to bring what we need for Pride? The second Danny Beard got onto that stage, actually, the second we picked Danny Beard up from his hotel, because we provide that for a headliner, I was immediately relaxed. Like, Danny Beard was so cool. I want to be him when I grow up.
I mean, I think when you picked him up was the first time you've made me panic backstage. When you text me and you're like, clear the backstage area, I was like, oh, here we go.
I mean, it does, headliners come with riders, right?
Sure.
So, and actually, Danny was wicked backstage. He was really cool. On stage, incredible artist, incredible persona, incredible talent. I think I had a bit of a word with myself after that year, because Danny was wicked, and I was doubting it simply because I didn't really know that much about Danny Beard. I didn't really follow Danny as much as maybe some others did. So I was kind of trusting in the team for that decision, and it worked because he was wicked.
Really
Does anything stand out for you otherwise, Skye?
No, I think Danny Beard. I think, again, like Vince said, just such a lovely person. Backstage, just like always chatting. So like all of us as we walk past and checking in, making sure we're okay. He's even trying to give us tequila shots.
Trying and succeeding.
Well, maybe one. But
not confirm or deny that.
But just really, really nice person. Really nice. And Queen's last year as well, wasn't it? We had honestly, the big double gazebo for them. And honestly, I was like, oh, do they, I know there's a few of them, but do they really need a double gazebo? They turned this double gazebo into a full backstage production area. Brilliant. Like there were clothes racks and just all the outfits hung on it and makeup boxes everywhere. And I was just like, but it looked so cool. So cool.
Wow. Excellent. I mean, they were, I really like them. I think they were my favorite last year? Probably. Like, I don't really like, it's just like drag acts aren't massively my thing, but I thought Queens were brilliant.
I think Queens are slightly different to a drag act, what anyone thinks is a drag act, because it is a full production. And maybe I'm speaking out of turn here, but most of them have got, professional training and other theatre credits and backgrounds. So I think they come with a whole show. So I think they're slightly different. Yeah, they're drag queens, but they're fierce drag queens, and they come with their talent. So
I think that was it. Like I think now that you say it, it was there was something particularly refined and pristine about their performance, right? Yeah. So and their singing, everything was just like on point. Yeah. So they were great. Like from a photography point of view, they were just I was spoiled for choice in terms of where.
So I've got a question for you actually.
Yeah.
So you've been with us now a few years, right?
Yes.
What's your highlight? Doesn't necessarily have to be an act, but what's your highlight out of all the years that you've been with Crawley Pride?
Oh, that is tough. That is tough.
You're welcome.
It's definitely not the fact that I'm basically immobile the next day.
Yeah.
So that is not fun. And,
we could get you an e-scooter if that helps.
Oh man, I'm trying to think. Is there any one thing that really sticks out? I don't know that there is. I mean, there's some little bits of acts that come to mind, but no one particular act, if that makes sense. Like I remember the first Pride that I went to. I really enjoyed the Lady Gaga tribute. I really enjoyed the Ollie Alexander tribute.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
they were great. Both of those were great.
Yeah, I think no, they were excellent. Actually, I think the first year, I generally probably like just personally preferred the lineup, like just in terms of like what appeals to me. So you had the Diva Fever were excellent as well. I remember that was like they're just so powerful. And Kimberly White headlining, there was something about that. But maybe it was because the first time I was there that it hits different, you know. But yeah, each time you see the dance acts, that's always fun. So yeah, do you know what? That's a bit of a cop-out answer. Sorry, but like I don't have like
I'm here for
one thing that just really fires above everything else. There's so much to take in.
I think actually what you've said is you hit the nail on the head, because what I try and do when I program, and it's not just me that makes these decisions, by the way, but what I do when I try and put together a lineup is that I cater for a slightly different audience every year, so that, you know, one year you might absolutely love it, the next year it might not be for you, but it's definitely for a different audience. Because if we did the same thing, if we replicated it every year,
of course,
boring,
that's it.
and
Exactly.
people would lose kind of touch with it. So it brings an element of excitement every year, changing it up.
No, it must be great for you guys to see and kind of reflect and go, do you know what? Oh, this really hit it out of the park.
Yeah.
Or actually, do you know what? Maybe that one we're going to do slightly differently next year or whatever. So you keep it fresh for yourselves as well, right?
Yeah. There's definitely a format that we follow, which I've kind of curated over the years, which seems to have worked. But we try and cater for different audiences every year.
Brilliant. Just a random question, guys. So like for you both, what was the first Pride that you went to?
So I'm quite a latecomer in the Pride world, weirdly, because I'm part of Sussex LGBT, and it's not a Pride, so maybe it doesn't count. But I went to Rio Carnival, and I am not kidding you. It basically is a Pride event because it was insane. There's nothing, there's no education on LGBT. It wasn't LGBT, but everything about it was Pride.
Yeah.
So it should basically be called Pride. It should be the ultimate Pride. If anyone hasn't been, they should go. Like, I want to go back again. That's how mad it was.
How long ago was that when you went?
Oh my goodness. Well, it would have been 11 years ago?
Okay.
12 years ago. So it was before I was with my husband.
Yeah.
And we've been together 10, 11, don't come for me. Years. So yeah,
and it was definitely before, right?
It was definitely before. But yeah, no, that was great. But my first Pride, I don't know. I've done London Pride for the first time this year.
Okay.
Yeah, that was it. That was good. And I'm doing Brighton Pride for the first time this year. Yeah.
My first Pride was Brighton Pride, but not the festival. Not the festival in the park.
Sure.
So I went along and I saw the parade, and then me and my friends just sort of chilled around Brighton, went in some of the pubs, sat on the beach for a bit. But yeah, so
that's kind of nice, right? Like, because Brighton's got a great vibe generally.
Yeah, and I think that people complain about like Brighton and London Pride being a bit too commercialised, and I think not going to that commercialized bit straight away on my first Pride was quite nice. It gave me that more authentic Pride vibe to it, where people were just sort of there enjoying themselves, like being authentically them, and just mooching around basically.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Do you know what? I think mine was a Whitney Pride, actually.
Okay.
Whitney, I mean, I was performing, so it was slightly different to being a guest, I suppose. But that was very similar to Crawley Pride, actually.
Yeah.
In terms of the community vibe.
Sure. And has any of those experiences kind of informed what you do for Crawley Pride or Sussex LGBT in general?
Crawley Pride. So again, I know it's not a Pride, but Rio Carnival.
Yeah.
So the first year the Crawley Pride was on, it was themed Carnival.
Okay.
So that is a definite direct influence. And I think just the vibe of everyone having your back. We went to Sea Haven Pride.
Yeah.
And what I loved about Sea Haven Pride, that was last year we went, was the community vibe. I think we have that, in bucket loads at Crawley. Yeah. And that is what I love about ours. So I never want to lose that. But going to Whitney Pride, Sea Haven Pride, just kind of enforces that. And I think the more we do that, the more support the community gets.
Yeah. So how do you think you can keep that vibe up? Because obviously as time goes on, that must become more of a challenge, right? Just generally.
Well, in terms of cost, yeah, definitely. So everyone is, the current climate of financial at the minute in the world is just crazy. So we have seen a massive increase in our costs for the event. And we have to be very clever. We have to find different ways to finance it, because people think that our ticket prices, actually, no, most people think our ticket prices are now fair. But there was a couple of years where our ticket prices were higher than they are now. And we heard that feedback and we reduced them back down. Under 16s, for example, go free. So ticket prices do not pay for our event. Yeah. And it is a self-funded event. So, that money has to come from somewhere. And it's a fine balance of, we need sponsorship and donations. But all of a sudden you become commercialized and everything's wrapped in someone's logo. And that is a fine line that I think we struggle with every year. Until you find companies like Metrobus, who have been with us since day one. They support us in more ways. I mean, they don't pay us. It's not a financial support. It's not a financial sponsor, but the support that they give us throughout the year in other ways is incredible. And I think people see their logo at Crawley Pride because they're such a staple now at Crawley Pride. So 9 times out of 10, you might see a logo or a commercial banner or whatever, but they might not always be a monetary sponsor. So there might not always be a commercial asset there.
Yeah, sure.
But it is definitely becoming more difficult not to be commercialized.
Yeah. No, that's because certainly just from what comes through on my feed, social media, etc. Like you see a lot of prides across the country struggling with that, right?
Yeah, there's been a lot of that have closed down. Last year there was loads that closed down. This year I've heard of a few as well that have have had to stop, or not maybe stop, but not do their community festival. Maybe they've taken it fringe and there's events that are happening throughout the town, which doesn't have the same vibe, I don't think.
It's different. I mean, it's different. I guess if needs must, and you've got to, you still want to do something for that community, then fine, you'll find a way, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You may have to just change your outlook slightly, but there we go. And of course, I've almost forgot to mention this year. You do something slightly different with Radio Crawsham as well. Is that right?
Different in what way? I mean,
are they live streaming it or something?
Yeah, I think we're still workshopping this idea at the minute. So probably can't really confirm, but they're definitely attending.
Yeah, they're going to be there. They're going to be live, doing some bits and pieces. How much of it can go live is something that we're still workshopping, because
how strict are the
budgets? Not naming any drag queens in particular, but some of them, like to use a little bit of language. So, so obviously they can't air that, but they're also going to be there doing like interviews as well. Oh,
nice. Excellent.
With like some of the acts. And so, that's going to be really cool.
Because have you done anything like that before? Or that sounds
we had another radio show. Yeah. I think it was probably our first year or even our second, when originally the site was 2 halves.
Sure.
So we had the paid side, which is where the stage was, and the main bar. And then we had the community side, which were the market area, more food stalls, rides, things like that. I can't remember if it was the first or second year that they were there, but I think they live streamed the event as best as they can. Yeah. They didn't tap into the stage or anything like that, but they were inviting people into their space and interviewing and soaking up the vibes. So we have done it once, and it worked really well. Yeah.
Excellent. And I guess a big thing, of course, being that we are sat here in Horsham, is the Horsham Pride Night.
Yay, so exciting.
Which, once again, I've shot myself in the face by recording this podcast a day before Horsham Pride.
Yeah.
Which means that really, unless I put out something before tomorrow, I'm just going to look very silly. So there we go. There's the rest of my day taken up with everything else be damned. But hey, man, Horsham Pride, 3rd year running, right?
Yeah.
So tell us about that. What's going on?
Horsham Pride is part of the Horsham District Council's like summer programming. They call it their Friday Lates, don't they?
Yeah.
And they host a different musical act on their Carfax bandstand every Friday through June, July, and August.
Yes.
And now what has become a bit of a routine is that the last Friday of every July is their Pride theme night. And we've helped them every year so far to program those artists. But more so this year, we're more involved. For example, we provided the feedback of, you are hosting a Pride night, but you don't have any Pride services there, like LGBT services there. And that's a direct audience that possibly might need those services, so support services. So I believe this year they're creating a little bit of more of a market for support, which is really cool. So we're going to be there this year, our team. So it's not our event. We definitely collaborate or partner with the event, but it is Horsham District Council's event, and it is fabulous. The amount of attendees this year, I've been seeing the pictures, are wild.
Yes.
Just seems to get bigger every year.
I have the bruises to prove it. So, and a slightly dodgy knee from climbing up lampposts.
Were you there? Are you there again this Friday?
Of course.
Yes, come on.
Of course. Wouldn't miss that.
Yeah.
Well, I might miss it, but I wouldn't miss it.
No, definitely don't miss it. I think our plan is, obviously, we've got our pop-up.
Yeah.
And then our team are going to be mingling as well. We, as you may or may not know, but we've recently provided some services into Horsham as well. So we're mirroring what we do in Crawley over into Horsham, as we're now called Sussex LGBT. So our kind of angle for this year is we're going to try and get into the audience as much as we can, and we've got these booklets of everything that we do, and hopefully get them signed up and give that direct support, because most of the stuff that we do is free, and I think a lot of people don't know that. So we're going to try and drum up some more audience for us.
Awesome. And I think a lot of this come from when you guys were talking about this last year. You gave an exclusive about how things are going to shift from just being in Crawley into Horsham as well. So is this part of that?
Did we give a lot of details or not?
No,
were we really shady?
I was just sat here thinking, like, a year ago, we were really vague about this subject because we didn't quite know where it was going. And we were still Crawley LGBT at that point. So we were like, we might be branching out. We've done some public consultations at that time, and we might be changing our name, but I suppose now we can officially say that we have done all of those things.
I mean, you're wearing the t-shirts, right?
Literally.
So it was quite a big transition, actually. I don't think any of us were quite prepared on that journey, but I'm glad we did it.
Yeah. Cool. And I think now that we've changed our name, we are finding that it's not just Horsham that's reaching out to us, is it? We're getting all different sort of areas of Sussex reaching out to us now.
Sussex is massive.
Yeah. I don't think we realised quite how big that was.
All of a sudden, we're providing services to the whole
It's the whole county. Oh my God.
What's going on? Yeah. So that's exciting.
Those silly Anglo-Saxons and the boundary markers. God.
Yeah.
Excellent. So what? So who's on then? Who's performing
for Horsham?
Yeah.
So Horsham District Council have got a Kylie tribute.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. And then we also have our resident drag queens as well, Carmel and Mary hosting.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Any particular kind of support services that you've helped to get there in the ether that are going to be around?
Well, I think it's fair to say in Horsham there's not a lot of LGBT support services, and the premise was to try and keep it local.
Yeah.
So we're definitely going to be there, and we can provide a signposting service, and we've got a catalogue of support.
Sure.
So through us, There's loads of support that's going to be there. I think Horsham Matters is going to be there.
Yeah, awesome.
So there's a range of support there. But if specifically LGBT, that's going to be.
I feel like I've seen all sorts are going to be there as well.
Quite possibly, I'm not sure.
Because they're Horsham based.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So what do you think is going to shift that? Because this is a conversation we had last year as well, right? Around support, specifically LGBT-wise in Horsham being, a bit sparse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just the facts are the facts around that.
Yeah.
So what do you think is going to shift that? Or how do you think that can shift?
I think just our presence is going to help shift that a little bit.
Yeah.
I think obviously we're starting to run some social groups there now. We've got the trans social group, and then we've got like the general social group that's mixed with a games night. I think the more that we can start to expand on that as we get some more volunteers, then I think that's going to make a difference. And I suppose when other companies and stuff start seeing like that there's presence there, then they feel like they've got support to chip in more as well.
Sure. Because that's the big thing, right? Like actually going, do you know what? This is starting to become a bit more normalized. Yeah, if that's the word to use.
I think having obviously got the Crawley experience, one of the biggest things to change kind of the outlook of the town or the safety of the town maybe is that networking. So I've done in the past quarter, I've done a lot of networking with organisations in Horsham just as an introduction. We're here, we want to support you. And actually from that, there have been a couple of organisations that we've gone into and we're helping kind of curate their own internal LGBT committees and things. So I think, like Skye said, the very fact that we're there, we're present, we're willing, is going to help massively. Obviously, you've got all of the events and all the amazing fun things, but if you don't have the foundation in your network, you don't have that web of support.
Of course.
And that needs to be on all levels. That needs to be from community to grassroots to corporate to, the borough as well. So that's what I've definitely learned from Crawley, and we learned that quite late. So we've instilled that straight away at Horsham.
Okay, good. Well, yeah. So I mean, that's excellent that you brought that experience through, because it's the last 2 years that you've done, or that Horsham District Council and yourselves collaboratively have put on the Pride nights. Mm-hmm. Each time, like I must say, I'll go into each one being like, I don't know what to expect. Like I don't know, like. Is it going to be like really busy? Is it going to be, what's the vibe going to be like? Just don't know.
Well, you don't know because it's a free event, right?
Yeah.
So you don't know who's coming.
No, and the thing is, like, it's strange that I would think about it that way when actually every Friday that is like that. I have no freaking idea what's going to happen. Like, because it's a different demographic for each one, right? Yeah. So, But what had been consistent between the last two is that there's just this kind of vibrance of color. Like everything has that nice welcoming tone to it, and that's really special. Like that really comes across. And I think you had last year there was the Ollie Alexander tribute was there. There was a Cher tribute, and the year before that you had that person with the sax, I forget the name.
Snow White Trash.
Yes. And Miscellaneous, I forget who else was there.
Was that not Diva Fever?
Yes. I feel really bad that I forgot that. Yes, Diva Fever. Yes. Yeah. But no, but it's a nice. It's just a nice different variety that you wouldn't. It would be tricky. It would be tricky. I'd probably not even possible to kind of get a vibe like that, or set of acts like that, or a set of community vibes like that in that place without saying, actually, do you know what? Let's make it a bit of a Pride theme.
Yeah.
Which is great. Excellent. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think in terms of going forward in Horsham, in Crawley, in Sussex? What are you guys looking forward to? What's coming up in the pipeline? What are you trying to achieve?
Wow.
It's a lot of questions, I know.
It's a lot of questions.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, we're looking forward to a potential season 2 and maybe 3 of Authentically LGBT.
I know, right? Done deal, right?
That, honestly, I think has to be definitely one of my highlights out of the whole journey of Crawley LGBT now Sussex LGBT. It's got to be one of my highlights for sure. What is right? So if we think, 10-year plan, 20-year plan, whatever. I personally would love to see. So in Crawley we've got a venue called the Pod. I would love to see a pod in Horsham, in Haywards Heath, in further Sussex, whatever it might be. I'd like to see, not a franchise, but I'd like to see that chain of support throughout Sussex, so that we can reach more people. Betty and her wife that we've spoken about a few times now, they have a beautiful cafe down where they are in Sussex. And if we can kind of interlock all of those different little spaces and highlight what the work that they're doing, that's immense. So I think, long game, that's what we would like to do. Crawley Pride is our flagship event, of course. Authentically LGBT has become this super... I don't know what you want to call it.
All-consuming monster? Is that
monster.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel anyway.
So that's how my hard drives feel. Yeah. Okay, good.
So if we can, I don't know, continue all that work through Sussex, then I think that's the dream. But there is no immediate goal. We want to get our feet more firmly in Horsham, and there's potential for reaching over to Haywards Heath as our next spot.
I think another thing that I'm enjoying that we've just started to do a little bit is the guest speaking.
Oh yeah, sure.
That we've been doing. So companies. I think a lot of companies tend to have their own sort of diversity inclusion training packages and stuff like that, which is something that we wanted to help with. But we found that companies more seem to want people to come in and talk with that lived experience about what they've been through, rather than just the training, this is how you should behave, this is how you should act, sort of thing. It's really nice. I think it feels like we're making a difference by going and telling our stories to organizations.
And is there any particular ones that stand out in terms of what you've been doing in terms of the guest speaking? Or?
For me, the one that has stood out the most, and I don't want to put shade to anyone else that we've gone to, but when we went to East Surrey, myself and Hayley did a guest speaking slot there.
East Surrey Hospital.
East Surrey Hospital, sorry. And that was for their maternity department. Obviously, Sam, you know that I'm a parent.
Speaking as parent.
It was nice just to kind of give our case study, our story to the team there, so that, anyone going through a similar journey at East Surrey Hospital can be supported with that. Yeah. So I think that was my favourite. And also it was quite an emotional one. I feel like they weren't quite ready to hear our side of the story either. And I did look over it, and there was a couple of people, wiping their eyes and stuff. But not that it was a sad story, but I think, without boasting our own horn here, I think they are quite inspirational, because it's not an everyday story that you hear.
No.
I think East Surrey Hospital was my highlight.
Cool. How about yourself?
Yeah, the one we did the other day, Mid Sussex Council.
Yeah,
I think was probably my highlight.
What was good about that one? It was there were a lot of people in the room, but there was a lot of people on what they called the Owl. Have you heard of this?
It was so
that was cool.
Cool.
Why have I only just known about this? So basically, it was just like a camera that they just put in the middle of the room. It does 360.
Yeah,
really cool. And there were so many people online, loads.
Oh wow,
that was cool.
Yeah.
But they call it the Owl because when you turn it on, it lights up and it's got little eyes and everything. It's so cute.
like spinning around.
Yeah.
But they had different themes, I think. Yeah. Obviously, the one that we did for East Surrey was about surrogacy, maternity, whatever. Whereas this one, the theme was allyship, but actually we spoke a lot about Section 28 and how that impacts not just the LGBT people, but also allies. So that was quite impactful.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Excellent. It's funny, like, this has only just come into my head, but talking about the guest speaking that you're doing, and when we're talking about Pride and the first Prides and things, I don't know why this suddenly comes to my head, but my first Pride was completely accidental.
Okay.
So it was on my 18th birthday, right? So I went up to London to just meet up with some other people. and I got there really early. I kind of got the train into Charing Cross.
Okay.
And I see it's like quite a bit of a bustle going on here. It was just like, what's this, you know? And I had no sense. I had actually no idea what was happening. So I went towards Trafalgar Square, because that's where there's a lot of stuff going on, right? Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh, cool. Oh, you know, ABBA tribute. Let's have it, right? And it just, the penny suddenly dropped. That it was just like, wait a second. Wait a minute. What's going on here? Oh, London Pride. This is what it is, right? And it's and I guess there's a slightly, how to say this? So that was my very first experience of anything Pride related, and probably anything really of the LGBT community. Mm-hmm. And it was an interesting vibe because, and I don't know if this still happens. And I know that in your Authentically LGBT podcast, you've spoken a little bit about, you know, how differences of how LGBT communities get represented, etc., people's opinions of that, etc. Yeah. Like there was a lot of like in your face stuff going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was like, for me as like an 18-year-old seeing that was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Like what the absolute hell is this? And had I not kind of got involved with other things, yeah, you guys definitely, but even before that, some elements of just educating yourself around what's going on in various different communities, mm-hmm. I wonder if that impression would have still stuck with me to this day.
Yeah, probably. And I don't think that's isolated to allies either.
Yeah.
So personally for me, I like I said before, I didn't go to a Pride because I was so, especially, I mean, I grew up in Crawley, so for me to go to a Pride, it would have even been London or Brighton. And that just felt too much for me.
Yeah.
I see the picture, obviously, as I was younger me, see the pictures, see the videos, and I just think, oh God, I don't think that's the space for me because they are so out. My impression was that it was so out there, it was so outrageous. Yeah. The outfits were very revealing and that just wasn't my space. So I don't think that's just 18-year-old allies. I think that's us as well.
And I think, I mean, like you say, you know, it was, I was like, what is going on here? And then for some time, my impression was that's what the LGBT community is.
Same.
Yeah. And I guess the point of that story, suddenly completely tangentially going on to this, is that, you know, the stuff that you guys do, the stuff you talk about, your guest speaking, we talk about the Authentically LGBT Podcast, talk about all the prides and things that you put on. Like, you have a way of doing it. You have a very, very specific way of making this like, hey, this is community, this is inclusion, this is everyone understanding each other, and the core process. Even when we were talking about, had like production meetings around Authentically LGBT, like what's the point of it?
Yeah.
It's actually to just understand that we're all people and we're all going through struggles and battles that we can't see. And I think I want more people to see that. Like, I want more people to go, do you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go along to the Horsham Pride Friday late because this is going to be a vibe that I can just enjoy.
Yeah, 100%. I think for a very long time, the community has had to put on, or certain members of the community has had to put on a facade, this persona. You know, drag queens do it every time that they perform, but I think as a wider community, from, you know, maybe the HIV epidemic that was, because everyone lived in the shadows for so long, to then live openly, loud and proud, I think was a lot for people to kind of maybe digest, and therefore they became that facade. And I think that's where it's come from. I think a lot of people use that facade. You know, it's like the clown in the room or clown in the classroom. It's that vibe that I definitely got from that. So I think it has changed. Yeah. I think even the bigger prides now have changed. You still see, you know, I went to Canada Pride, right? Toronto Pride. My goodness. That was an event, and I saw some sights for sure. But you do have to kind of go
before or after he was married.
During. So yeah, there is an element of that at Pride, and they do give the community a bit of a bad name. because there isn't that part of go to Pride as your authentic self, dress how you want to dress, and just express how you want to express. And for some people, that's too loud. Some people, that's too bright, too revealing. And again, there's that element of going, well, is that really you? Are you really doing that, or is that your facade? And I think, there's probably a conversation there.
Because from my understanding, and hearing what you were just saying there, like from my understanding and conversations we've had previously, like the Pride starting as a protest, kind of, that's how it's evolved, and perhaps some of that has come as a sort of, taking that to a different sort of level of like a real like in your face protest so far to one extreme that it then starts to kind of just actually now we start to forget that, and it becomes this kind of polar extreme. But then on the flip side, I do hear people say to me in real life, like, I just don't, like, this is stupid, like, why do we do Pride? Like, and where's straight Pride, right?
All the time, we get it all the time.
And it's like, oh, I'm sorry, is it illegal to be straight anywhere? No. Okay. Did you have to go through Stonewall riots? You didn't. Did you have to go through Section? Oh, you didn't have to go through Section 28. You didn't have to do any of that.
Yeah.
But what you're doing there is you're educating them, and that is what's lacked. It's that education and people just assuming that Pride is this massive party, and we go back to that whole commercialization of it, because it's become a party, because it's become that commercial event that anyone and everyone will go to just to have a good time. People forget the purpose of Pride. Originally, yes, it was a protest. It has become that party. But for anyone that, says, oh, well, there is no straight Pride, that's because you're uneducated. And that's a really bold statement, and I'm sure I'll get some hate for that. But if you really do your research, if you just scratch the surface of why Prides even exist, you won't ask that question.
No, but it's a huge thing. Like, I didn't know anything about Section 28 until maybe 3 years ago.
Sure.
Like nothing. I didn't realize it was a thing, didn't know it existed, didn't know the power that it had and the consequences that it has.
That we still see today.
Yeah, that we still see today. None of that. And just that alone is like, whoa, okay. That opens a whole new world of perspective as to why these things are necessary, But, I just, there's something about when you guys were talking about the guest speaking and the lived experiences that just made me just suddenly have that realization of like, well, actually, do you know what? There was a time when I thought the community was very different. And, therefore, the stuff you guys are doing, the guest speaking that you're doing, I'm sure is extremely impactful. When you had...
Do you know what? The other... and I think, Skye, you spoke about this when we did that guest speaking slot. The other side, or the other comment that we get quite a lot, other than, oh, why is there straight Pride? So we get that a lot. The other one that we get is, oh, you're pushing it in our faces. No, we're not. We're not the ones banging on people's doors. We're not the ones standing on corners. Like, again, no shade to those communities, but all we're doing is putting on a community event. Come or don't come. That's up to you.
Yeah.
We're not pushing it in people's faces. And, education, LGBT education is supercharged at the moment. And that is a choice for the school, and that's a choice for the government. But again, maybe, this is an assumption, but it's a very clear assumption. Those educations that possibly might be in the curriculum isn't teaching children to be gay. That's not what the purpose is. And the controversial section of that is, me and Skye grew up in Section 28. There was no visibility. There was no representation. No. I love my auntie, but when I was younger, I didn't know she was a lesbian. But other than her, maybe, but there was no representation in my family whatsoever. She was very much closeted. I didn't know. And yet I've turned out to be a very openly confident gay man.
And when did you choose to be gay, Vince? Because it is a choice, right?
Apparently is a choice, apparently.
Because I'm choosing right now not to be.
Okay, fine.
Just so you're aware.
Makes sense.
Right? Yeah, okay.
17.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's too early to make that kind of a choice.
Sorry.
You're not, oh my God, you're pushing it on the kids.
I know, sorry. No, in all seriousness, I think it's just, again, it's just that education. Like, we're not pushing it on people. Like, we're just trying to create a world where communities can live cohesively. And that's the point. We're not trying to upset anybody. Me living my authentic self is not harming anybody that, you know, doesn't agree with what I'm doing.
No, and there's something to be said about celebrating diversity anyway.
Yeah. And not just LGBT, diversity as a whole.
Exactly, yes, yes.
Yeah.
And diversity of dance group. Let's celebrate them as well.
Yeah. Great.
Sure.
Great.
They're a great crew.
I think following on from Vince's comment as well about not knowing any gay people, like, I didn't know any trans people. Like, I don't think I'd even ever seen one anywhere. And yet it didn't make a difference to me. I didn't meet another trans person until a year and a half into my journey. Like, so I had absolutely no influence whatsoever. So, I just don't see what
there is no logic in that.
There is no logic,
No. Because there's still going to be, you know, take out LGBT, take out any LGBT curriculum or any school groups that might appear, like young people's committees and things like that at schools. Take all of that away, like we had at Section 28. There will still be children or young people not confident with themselves, being told that who they are is wrong, and, you know, unaliving themselves possibly and creating that trauma for themselves. That's still going to happen. So just by you eliminating that from the curriculum is not going to change anything. If anything, you're going to save lives, because you're going to radically make it normal for both allies and for LGBT people.
Yeah. I mean, yes, and to me, having had, you know, educated myself in the way that I have, it makes the world of sense. But it is about how to get that message out, right? So,
sure.
And I think I have a huge amount of respect for the way that you guys do it. Like, it's great to see that it is, like, you have this understanding of what it is to need the education, but understand that a lot of people are coming at it with good faith and not kind of this quite combative thing that I do see. Like, that's, I know that when we were talking about, again, going back to the podcast, the LGBT podcast, one of the things that, like, I do follow a lot of, you know, LGBT influencers just because I'm interested. And some of them are just hilarious as well. But a common theme is it's very like attack.
Yeah.
To the point where I might watch something and at the end of it think, oh, do you know what? Like, I feel a bit gross.
That was a bit jarring.
Yeah, I feel a bit like I've been attacked. For just wanting to watch this.
Yeah,
and that's not right.
No,
and that's only going to just further that divide. And if that's making me feel like that, for somebody who's completely green to it, that's going to be really jarring.
Yeah,
and suddenly switch off entirely.
Our ethos is we're not angry at people that don't understand or don't accept. I don't really like that word, if I'm honest. I don't think there is a version of this that we should accept. I think it should just be. But we meet people on a daily basis. We talk to people on a daily basis that really don't get it. And we're not mad at them. We kind of, do we apologize for them? No, we just get that they don't understand it. And as long as they're willing to listen, we're here for them. Like, you don't understand it because Section 28 was involved. Like, that's why you don't understand it. It's not your fault. It's like, I probably spoke about this on the last podcast, but my nan, as much as she accepted me and my choices, she really, I know that she loved me unconditionally. And it was only, bless her heart, it was only in her later days, unfortunately, that she even called Tyler, my now husband, my boyfriend, before that, a special friend. I was never, ever mad at her for not understanding that, because she grew up in a time that it was, you know, a slur. It was bad. And that's not her fault. That's because her culture was brought up.
And that's understating it, right? I mean, look what we heard about from Betty. Like, that was unreal in terms of the stuff that she faced. And that sounded like it was just commonplace. So, of course, to be fair, it sounds like your nan did quite well. To just even go, hey, do you know what? Fine. Like, I might not fully grasp this or understand it, but you know, you're my family. I love you.
Because love prevailed. I know that's really deep there, but because she loved me, and I know we speak to tons of people where love doesn't, and she loved me unconditionally, and therefore she decided to, you know what, it doesn't matter. I might not understand your way of life, but she loved me anyway. But that, I think, is the key advice. Like, if anyone said, what should I say to my child who might be coming out, or you don't need to say anything. You just need to love them and know that they're supported. That's all that they need. They don't need your acceptance. They don't need your permission to be who they are. They just need your love.
Yeah.
And kindness. That's it. Easy, simple.
And I would go as far as to say you don't even need to agree with it.
No.
You just don't hate on it.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't like it, just keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't like some straight people, but here we are.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at that.
Is he talking about me?
Maybe.
But here I don't know. I'm here under duress. I can't stand the guy, but
it did seem very pointed, didn't it?
Yeah, it's like, well, just all I can say to that is I hope someone does hate watch this and just clips the part where we say it's a choice. Yeah, it's a choice, Vince.
Yeah. Apparently,
an irresponsible choice you made. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh. No, but there was lots of like you definitely mentioned that message, and various people mentioned that message on the Authentically LGBT podcast. And there was one bit I remember where you spoke. I think this is when we were talking with Chris from Prestige, and there was the kind of conversation around how, parents and how to approach that with kids. But also, I think you said something along the lines of, and some parents will have had their own expectations or their own dreams for their own children growing up, that then suddenly need to shift.
Yeah.
And I think that's huge for anybody, right? Mm-hmm. And I think it's understanding, if you take it back to that base level of actually, but like it's the dreams that you might have had for them, I'm sure involve them being happy and fulfilled.
Yeah.
You might have had maybe they had a Ferrari in the driveway in that dream or something, or whatever it may be. But ultimately it was them being happy and fulfilled and living, true to themselves. Yeah.
The misconception, I think, with that part of the story is that parents want grandchildren. And, that can happen. And a lot of parents, if their child comes out specifically as a gay man or a gay young person, they immediately go, I'm not going to have grandchildren now. Yeah. That's quite a thing of the past. Yeah. And unless you know of someone that has gone through that story, you're not going to know about that kind of world. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, So I think there's a lot to be said around that. Yeah.
I think, interestingly, you were saying about expectations. There was a story the other day that sort of surprised me, where we're so used to hearing like, oh, well, they thought their child was going to be straight and having to deal with them being gay. There was that lady the other day where she said like her daughter was really struggling, and she was like, her daughter's always said that she was a lesbian and was really sort of struggling with herself. And she's like, oh, like, have you met a girl? Like, is that what this is about? Yeah. And she was like, no, actually, I've met a boy. And the mum was like, oh, like, hang on a second, like,
that wasn't in the plan.
Yeah. Sort of like she'd become so accustomed and like sort of, expected like her daughter to just be a lesbian that when she turned around and said, well, actually, I've met a guy, she was like, oh,
hang on,
like, I've got to get my head around this.
The situation.
Yeah. Do you know he's a guy? I don't know. Anyway, gosh. Oh man, cool. No, guys, thank you so much for coming on today. And it's been great to catch up with you again. Of course, I encourage everybody to check out Authentically LGBT. It is an education, and
before we wrap it up, and I know you're trying to do that, but what's your favourite bit about Authentically LGBT?
Oh, favourite bit. I think,
or person, I guess.
I think M's,
obviously you'd say me.
I think M's one because Skye wasn't there.
Oh,
and she's such a killjoy. I think any room that she's in just immediately becomes like this dark yuckiness. She's right behind me, isn't she?
Well, besides her, yeah.
Oh my god! There, I'm having you on. I might not be having on, but yes. So, okay, no, serious answer is, I think there were, again, there wasn't one episode that really stood out, but there were lots of bits of each ones that really kind of stick in my mind. So, I mean, there were lots of bits of Betty's, like there was just lots of bits of Betty's that were just like, what the hell is this? Like, I can't believe those things were going on. And that she did the way that, you know, what she did to get through it.
Yeah.
I think other than that, yeah, there were just really good bits of each one. I really liked the fact, because I wasn't expecting how this was gonna. I had no real expectation as to how this was gonna turn out, but the audience participation was quite good. Like,
I love that bit.
So because that's quite unique. Like, you don't see that in podcasts generally. So I didn't know how that was gonna pan out in terms of the vibe it was going to create or whatever. But there were some really good questions coming out and some really good discussions from that, which I think was actually added a hell of a lot to it, because you're getting to not just see what, you know, the danger is that people sat around the table can just become their own kind of echo chamber.
Sure.
And having other people come in and interject and ask some things that are, you know, some of them are quite challenging, right? And I remember for Katie's, that was a really interesting question that Steph asked about, you know, inclusion of trans people in sport and how that was, you know, how that was perceived or what that was like in you know, Katie's world, etc. And I'm just like, that had me thinking a lot. Like when I was just sitting back going, do you know what? I don't even know what I think about this. Like, I'm not even sure what my opinion is on this. Like, but I'm listening out to obviously what people are saying.
That's good.
So, so that was quite good. And, you know, people asking, you know, with M's podcast, you know, there were some questions that were quite controversial, which again, I mean, I perhaps do have a more polarized opinion on, but it was still like, oh, okay, where are we going with this in terms of what people actually believe underneath? And that was quite powerful.
I think there's something to be said about breaking that. Like you said, you don't normally get that in a podcast talking to an audience, but breaking that fourth wall in a podcast, it did just give it an elevated lift. It was almost like, for the viewer, obviously we've now watched it, so me watching it at home, all of a sudden the camera goes to the audience and it almost felt like you were the audience asking that question. So that I did really like that. Yeah, that was cool.
I less enjoyed the camera work around it, but, but other than that.
And the audio, was the audio all right?
Yeah, we had some fun with that, didn't we? We had leaf blowers.
We did, I remember.
Mobile phones going on.
Oh yes, mobile phones, a classic.
Audience members just continually
getting passionate.
Me tripping over cables and nearly deleting an entire episode. You know, those sorts of things.
I forgot about that. We all of our hearts immediately just went.
I died inside.
We're going to have to do this again.
Yeah, I died when that happened. I'm like, oh my God.
And it was a really good podcast as well. I thought, how are we going to emulate that?
Yeah. Because it was during Jonathan's, right?
Yeah.
Which was probably the most that was probably the most educational for me. I think his episode was, because I just knew nothing about it.
Yeah.
So I remember quite listening quite intently, going, oh, actually, I'm just learning a lot from it. So coming back to the kind of the favorite episodes or otherwise, I think probably that one sticks out just for that reason alone.
Oh, I love that.
And again, I think like we were saying before, just the conversational element that the three of you had was quite a good dynamic.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it was there was some funny bits. They're trying to make it work.
What is season 2 going to give us?
Who knows?
Maybe we should do like a bloopers reel.
Oh gosh,
sounds like not more work.
No more, please.
Yeah. Also, I don't think the bloopers are like family friendly.
Oh no, we'll keep it internal.
Yeah, but I think the only other thing to add to the Authentically LGBT podcast is a huge thank you to you, because, you know, obviously me and Vince had our roles to play. Vince organised it all, hosted it all. I did all the behind the scenes social media, which was insane, but you filmed it all. You got all the cameras and the lighting at the right angles, dealt with all the audio, the terabytes of data that you've got, that you've had to wade through and cut and rejig. And I mean, you also had a huge part to play in it.
Yeah,
and we
sure.
definitely couldn't have done it without you.
Oh man, thanks.
100%.
Thanks for saying that. I really appreciate it.
I would clap, but I don't know how that's
No, we would have an audience mic to clap for this one. Yeah, yeah. But no, but it was a great process because I mean, you know, we built that from scratch, right? There was like it was a blank canvas. Everything from like, you know, the fun little intros, the outros, the music, and all of that was just like, right, let's just make something that fits the vibe. And it was a beautiful thing to create. Really enjoyed that. I mean, at times, yeah, definitely wanted to poke my eyes out, but it was like, just, why can't I get this bit edit right? Yes, I think yes, some of the challenges around various audio and leaf blowers and other things are like, oh, I'm going to take hours to fix this, but yeah. No, it was a great project. Thoroughly enjoyed it, and the challenges were great as well. Like, just it was a good.
We learned from
thing
them.
to do it. Yeah.
And
For
hopefully
sure.
season 2 is around the corner.
Yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed.
Fingers
Yeah,
crossed.
absolutely.
2 and 3 actually, if it goes in the way that we want it to go.
Boom.
To add to your workload there.
Watch this space. Watch this hard drive space as well.
Yeah.
Gosh, excellent.
Maybe we need to write that in.
Yeah.
As a line, hard drive space for sound. as a cost.
As a budget cost.
Well, and in today's market, that is something else. But yes. Cool, guys. Thank you so much.
Thanks
It's been
for
a
having
real
us.
pleasure again. Always great to have conversations with you. And of course, everybody, please do check out the Sussex LGBT website. Have a look at their pod. Have a look at their drop-in sessions if you ever need that sort of support as well. And of course, looking forward to seeing you at the Horsham Pride Nights and at Crawley Pride forevermore. Fantastic. Excellent. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Good.